Kate Garrettson wakes up in a cold sweat. She dreamed of her wife Patty, who is no longer alive. The woman trains horses on her farm, Echo Valley, in southern Pennsylvania. Throughout the day, working herself to exhaustion, Kate replays Patty's latest voice messages over and over, unable to come to terms with the loss. Kate barely has enough money for the most basic necessities. The situation is made worse by the fact that the stable roof urgently needs repairs, which will cost $9,000. At the moment, the woman does not have that kind of money. She is forced to ask her ex-husband Richard for help, a lawyer who has long since remarried and has a daughter. The man is unwilling to invest in an unprofitable business, considering that he and Kate are no longer even married. He never needed that farm in the first place. Richard advises Kate to sell the farm if she cannot afford to maintain it. However, after some hesitation, the man still writes out a check. Kate asks him whether there has been any news from their shared daughter, Clare. Richard says irritably that Clare showed up last week and pounded on the door at 3 in the morning. As always, she wanted money. Richard dislikes the fact that his ex-wife continues to indulge their daughter, who abuses substances. But the woman simply cannot refuse her only child and is ready to give her the last of her money. That same day, Clare comes to the farm to visit her mother. They hug tightly. Kate truly missed her daughter. The girl asks her mother if she can use her tablet to check messages. Claire's phone was taken by her boyfriend, Ryan Sinclair, after yet another argument. Kate is upset, because she and Richard only recently bought their daughter a new phone. The woman sincerely does not understand why Clare will not break up with him. Despite everything, Kate is very glad to see her daughter. Clare insists that she is no longer using anything. The woman carefully pretends that everything is fine, playing out an idealized relationship between mother and daughter. In the evening, Ryan shows up, looking frightened. After their argument, Clare threw out his belongings, not knowing that a large batch of substances was among them. Out of fear, Ryan told Jackie, the dealer, that Clare had stolen them. Now Jackie will be looking for her. Later, Kate finds her daughter unconscious in the bathroom. She is clearly under the influence of substances and does not even realize what is happening. Kate helps her get to bed. The next morning at the beach, the woman tries to talk to her daughter about it, but the girl avoids the conversation. Just as Richard said, Kate, despite everything, indulges Clare, only making things worse. When her mother suggests returning to her studies, the girl reacts sharply. Clare considers herself a failure. She gave up writing a long time ago. Ryan brings Jackie straight to the farm, without hesitation betraying his girlfriend to save his own skin. Jackie threatens Clare, demanding that she return the goods. The girl admits that she threw the goods away by mistake, which sends the dealer into a rage, and he attacks her. When Ryan hesitantly tries to stand up for Clare, he gets hit as well. Witnessing this, Kate intervenes and tries to drive the men away. Jackie calmly explains that he is there because Clare took something that was not hers, and now he is in trouble with people one should not mess with. The woman threatens to call the police. Before leaving, the man tells her that her daughter has two options: either return the goods or pay for them. After that, they drive off, but clearly not for long. Kate demands that her daughter tell her the whole truth, even though what happened is already obvious. It is only a matter of time before Jackie returns. Now he knows where Clare lives. Kate tries to figure out what they should do next. She spends the entire day away from the farm to clear her head, and when she returns, she is shocked to see Clare together with Ryan. Contrary to her promises, she did not break up with her boyfriend. On the contrary, she is planning to go hiking with him for several days. The girl says that it is because of her that he has problems. Now she wants money from her mother for food and supplies. But Kate understands perfectly well what that money will be spent on and refuses to write a check. Clare begins to behave erratically, aggressively demanding a check from her mother, which forces Kate to lock herself in the living room. Even if the woman had wanted to give her the money, she would not have been able to, because she spent everything on her daughter's unsuccessful treatment. The girl threatens to steal her mother's dog, Cooper, if they do not get the money. While Ryan tries to catch the animal so he can shove it into the trunk, the woman rushes to help her pet. Clare furiously lashes out at her mother, screaming that she has no one left, that everyone hates her. Even for Ryan, this is too much. In the end, the couple drives away, leaving Kate in tears. The next day, the woman is visited by her friend Leslie Oliver, who wants to see how she is coping. Only 9 months have passed since Patty's death, and Kate still cannot talk about her. Everything happened so suddenly. If it were not for her horses, Kate would have no reason to wake up in the mornings. Leslie stays to help her friend on the farm. It saddens her to hear that Clare has relapsed and that treatment and rehab did not help. In the evening, the women get drunk and dance to old songs. Later, Leslie helps Kate, who can barely stand on her feet, to bed. By the time Kate wakes up, Leslie has already left, leaving a note behind. The woman is suffering from a hangover. She does not stop replaying Patty's voice messages, missing her terribly. Patty had been a hired worker on the farm, and their relationship destroyed Kate's marriage. Later, the woman gives riding lessons, just to earn something. At night, a storm breaks out and rain pours down. Suddenly the dog starts barking, and a few minutes later Claire appears. She looks frightened and says that she needs help. Claire's clothes are covered in blood, but it is not hers, it is Ryan's. Kate calms her daughter and asks her to tell her what happened. After collecting herself, Claire tearfully says that she and Ryan set up camp and argued again over the goods. In the heat of the argument, she pushed Ryan and then hit him with a rock. It was not an accident, so if they call the police, Claire will be arrested. Trying to remain composed, Kate asks her daughter where Ryan's body is now. Claire leads her mother to the car. On the back seat lies the body, tightly wrapped in a sheet. Kate is in despair, not knowing what to do. On the one hand, she does not want to become an accomplice to a crime. On the other, she cannot abandon her daughter in such a situation. Kate asks Claire to answer a few questions honestly. What was their exact route? Did anyone see them? The girl insists that no one saw them. Kate decides to take matters into her own hands and solve the problem, asking her daughter not to leave the house and not to call anyone. Meanwhile, under the cover of night, the woman drives the body somewhere. Along the way, she stops and smashes Ryan's phone right in the middle of the highway. There is not a soul around. Then Kate brings the body to a lake and gets rid of it. At that very moment someone nearby is setting off fireworks, a group of people camping outdoors. When it is over, the woman thoroughly washes the car and puts herself together. She is shaking from the shock she has endured. Kate did all of this solely for her daughter. Claire asks her mother what she did. The woman only replies that she took care of everything, then silently hugs her daughter. It is necessary for them to have the same version of events in case anyone asks. They will stick to the story that after an argument with Claire, Ryan came to the farm and then left. The thing is, the girl brought his phone here, which means the police could trace it. When Claire learns that Ryan is in the lake rather than buried, it triggers a very emotional reaction. Claire repeats that she did not ask her mother to do this. Kate in turn says that she did not have to. The woman loves her daughter and will not allow her to end up in prison. Soon Claire tells her mother that Jackie is stalking her and threatening her, demanding that she repay Ryan's debt, $10,000. Without hesitation, Kate produces the check she received from her ex-husband and gives the money to Jackie, hoping they will never see each other again. He mockingly says that it must be terrible to have a child like Claire. Kate tells her daughter that it is over and that Jackie will not bother them again. They hug. The next morning Kate discovers that her daughter is gone. All day long she cannot reach her, unable to focus on anything else. Time passes, and Claire continues to ignore her mother's calls and messages. This drives Kate to the brink of a panic attack. Suddenly she has a realization. Using the tablet she tracks the location of Claire's phone and heads there. What the woman sees leaves her speechless. Claire and Ryan are together at his place. So whose body is in the lake? Noticing the woman, Ryan orders Claire to run immediately. Kate rushes after them, begging her daughter to stop and talk. Ryan pushes the woman and escapes with Claire in his car. She is broken. Kate was ready to sacrifice everything for her daughter, but in return received only betrayal. She reads Claire's messages with Ryan through the tablet, yet she still cannot determine whose body it was. There is only one way to find out, and the woman returns to the lake, diving again and again in an attempt to reach the body and see it. However, it is futile. It appears that the body has sunk to too great a depth. A Coast Guard officer approaches her by boat and asks whether everything is all right. A girl on the shore was worried because Kate had exceeded her dive time. The woman lies, saying that she was simply trying to find her lost wedding ring. Kate returns to the farm empty-handed. She puts on the video recording of her wedding to Patty. Tears well up in her eyes. Back then, Kate had been absolutely happy, believing that only good things lay ahead of her. Kate has no one else to turn to, and at 2 a.m. she calls her friend Leslie and tells her absolutely everything. Leslie comes as soon as she can. She has already arranged for 2 acquaintances of hers to look after the horses, and she takes Kate away from the farm to give her a chance to rest. That evening the woman spends time in the company of Leslie and her wife, Joan, briefly forgetting about the nightmare her life has become. But the moment is ruined by Jackie, who appears at Kate's farm. She sees him through the door peephole camera. He knows about the body in the lake and wants to discuss something with Kate. Barely keeping herself under control, the woman says that she will return tomorrow at noon. Jackie comes at that time. Kate asks him directly whose body it was. He answers that it was Greg Kaminsky, who died from substances Ryan sold him. This would not have happened if Ryan had not added something poisonous to the goods in an attempt to make more money. Ryan and Claire came to Jackie in terror, and he came up with a plan. Claire was certain that her mother would do it out of unconditional love for her. Jackie threatens to turn Claire into the police unless she pays him more. When the woman says that she doesn't even have enough money to support herself, Jackie advises her to sell the farm. Kate tries to leave, and Jackie grabs her and injects her with something, after which she quickly quiets down, slipping into an altered state of consciousness. After some time, Jackie wakes the woman. He has taken her phone, her computer and the keys to her car and house. Without his permission, she is not going anywhere. Jackie gives Kate 2 days to raise the money. To keep everything under control, he moves into the space above the barn, where Patty used to live, before her relationship with Kate. Patty's life was taken by an accident on the farm, when she fell from a tractor. Kate is forced to endure Jackie's presence in the house. That same evening she receives messages from her daughter, asking her to forget about her. At times Claire would rather be dead. Kate comes up with the idea of setting her barn on fire in order to receive insurance money. Jackie does not want to wait several weeks for the insurance payout, but for Kate this is the only way to get the money. By the time the payout comes through, Jackie will already be on the other side of the country. The woman suggests hiring him as a farmhand, so that she can later send him the money in installments without arousing suspicion. On top of that, Jackie wants to collect insurance for the horses as well. Their conversation is interrupted by the arrival of Emma Hanway, one of Kate's clients. Jackie forbids the woman to leave the house and goes to deal with it himself, lying to Emma that Kate has a fever, so riding lessons are cancelled for today. Emma immediately senses that Jackie is a very bad person and does not hesitate to show her disgust at him. In the end, the man agrees to Kate's plan, but on the condition that she does everything herself, so that nothing points to him. The woman plans to start the fire using a road flare, in order to leave no traces. Everything will happen at night. Kate has no choice. After making sure that the woman has set the barn on fire, Jackie drives away. Kate watches in horror as the flames rapidly spread. Firefighters arrive and extinguish the fire. All that remains of the barn are charred ruins. Detective Ballard speaks with Kate and says that the fire was deliberately set. At the site of the fire, wire was found, the kind commonly used in road flares. Earlier, Kate had already mentioned to the police that her worker, Jackie Lawson, lived in the space above the barn. According to the woman, she tried all morning to reach him by phone, but was unable to do so. Detective Ballard states that a body was found in the space above the barn. After the autopsy, the identity will be established. For now, Kate is taken to the police station for questioning. The police have already determined that Jackie is alive and have detained him. He denies ever working on Kate's farm. The woman pretends to be bewildered. She mentions that one of her clients, Emma Hanway, can confirm that Jackie was a hired worker on the farm. Kate also mentions that she saw Jackie in a conflict with a man named Greg Kaminsky. Meanwhile, Jackie continues to deny everything, but he cannot explain why Emma Hanway confirmed that he worked on the farm, or why Kate transferred $2,500 to his bank account as payment. Jackie is shocked to learn that the body found in the space above the barn belonged to Greg Kaminsky. Experts identified him by a dental cast. At that moment, Kate remembers how she called Leslie, and how together they retrieved Greg's body from the bottom of the lake, after which they moved it into the space above the barn. Kate also left the wire at the fire scene deliberately. Leslie, like a true friend, helped her with everything. Of course, the first thing the women did was save the horses. Kate planned everything carefully, framing Jackie. According to the police version, he took Greg Kaminsky's life during a conflict and set the fire, after which he fled. Jackie is arrested. Leslie picks Kate up from the police station. Kate cries, no longer able to endure it. Leslie simply hugs her and promises that everything will be all right. Kate returns to the farm and soon hires a crew to tear down the charred remains of the barn. The woman does not respond to her daughter's messages. Eventually, she even finds the strength to start giving riding lessons again. Using the insurance money, she gradually restores the farm. However, Kate cannot force herself to stop thinking about Clare and about Patty. They had been the two people most dear to her. One night, Kate's dog starts barking. The woman goes to check what is going on and sees Clare on the porch, in tears. They look at each other through the glass of the front door. Whether Kate opens it or not, we never find out. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.